Greetings, sisters. I'm your host for the evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production. You're about to listen to The Call, our Call of Cthulhu actual playcast GM'd by Derek Snow. Before we begin, if you're a fan and looking to support us, on our page you'll see a button to Ko-fi, a service where if you're interested, you can tip us a couple of dollars here and there. Each tip goes to buying a coffee for my late night editing sessions. It also helps to cover our fees for getting these shows to you, which is greatly appreciated. And who knows? Maybe in the future, if there's enough support, we'll start adding features to the show, like video, weekly releases, you never know, maybe merch. Let us know on our socials what we can do for you. And now, without any further delay.
The previous report from our investigators. Having regrouped at the mansion, Father O'Malley requests the team investigate the home of Heinrich, the library bomber. The team discussed their plans and how to defend themselves from any potential parties that may already be looting the house of prized artifacts from the war.
So, are you all green with Father O'Malley?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyone got a bomb suit?
Maybe we should get a little bit of rest first.
What time is it?
Oh, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's at least
Some might say it feels like months.
7:30.
Couple hours to freshen up, or are you talking about like a whole
Oh,
night?
yeah. Oh, I think that we should, I got to find this accent again. There it is. I think it is. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think we should really go and get this taken care of as quickly as possible.
I'm good
Because
to go.
there could be other interested parties who might already be there.
Then we should hurry.
All right, we'll at least get Amos another pair of pants.
Yeah.
It's up to Amos, really, I guess. Hey, my boy.
I stand on my leg. Does anything pop out, move, look funny, feel funny?
No, you're seems completely fine. Do you want me to go get Skeet to pull around the Packard?
I'm not voluntarily being blown up,
come
though.
with us?
Simon? Well, I guess we could make a clown car out of it. It's up to you, but Simon seems quite interested in his books.
I think
Then
the
let's leave him to
fewer,
his books.
I think fewer the better, because I don't want this to be an absolute party.
Yeah, leave Simon here to tell her story if we all
That's
get
what I was
blown up.
thinking. Somebody needs to survive.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure I will.
You do have a good track record for it.
I mean, getting stuck in a house, does that count?
Anyway, I'm assuming that the drive will be at least an hour and 20 minutes.
30 minutes.
That's a pleasant change.
Yes, well, it's outside. It's outside of Boston on an estate. He has an old Victorian house.
How the
It's
hell?
surrounded by trees.
The hell did he do after the war?
I think it is more about what he did during the war that enabled him to afford such things.
What did he do during the war?
Stole a lot of priceless artifacts from foreign countries. Sort of like the British.
The black market.
What, sorry?
Not wrong. That's what happens.
I'm not trying to get political.
Stupid Byron.
Topical.
No, he went and his section just brought back a lot of different things. I mean, we never really held it against him. And
It's the
I
thing.
mean,
It was the thing to do.
He actually funded a lot of things that at that time period before the New England Center of Antiquities.
Well,
He had the money to do it.
Well, being that he blew up part of town, I'm thinking that maybe we should have been a little bit more of a closer eye on what he was up to. But anyway.
I don't think that was the Heinrich that...
What was he
Something
like
must
when
have
you
happened in the last, 12 years I've been gone.
I feel like we could probably have this conversation in the car, but I think
was
that
also
we
what I
all
was
should
thinking.
probably get changed into fresher clothes, because I don't know about you, but I smell like sewage.
How about we take 30 minutes? Now, he's already completely clean. He's already done. How about we take 30 minutes and we all meet out in front?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go track down Skeet and have a chat then. Get him to pull around the Packard.
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
I'm gonna get fresh clothes, make sure I have ammunition for my trusted Lee Enfield Mark III.
Same.
Rally round the family.
What?
Pocket full of shells.
That's right. And I'll probably confer with Althea to make sure that we've got sufficient lights, like, I don't know, stuff in the car that
flashlights,
things like
lanterns,
that, yeah.
ammunition, guns.
Okay.
The things you're gonna need
Rope.
when you break into someone's home.
Yeah, the things you need when you go for a Sunday
tools.
drive. Apparently,
Especially
tools.
when he blows
Wire
things
cutters.
up for fun.
If there's trip lines, you want to do that, right? He did blow up someone's apartment.
I don't know if cutting the line is going to solve the boom. But anyway,
Just like tension lines.
Aren't you an,
You know this tension if you just
psychologist?
right? If it's got a pin, if you never mind.
Alright.
It depends on the trap.
Yeah, depends on the trap. I would rather be prepared.
Aren't you,
Okay,
aren't you an alienist?
Logic it does dictate.
Oh, wire cutters. We need those.
for the fingernails when they don't talk.
I'm also a costumer, but I know how to bomb works, so you know it's kind of weird. Just
Do
saying.
you?
Maybe
Why
we
are
should
you-
edit that part out. All right. Anyway, yeah. Well, you know the basics.
The basics.
oh,
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay. So
Basics of bomb
basics for
making.
us
Okay.
Yeah.
is the Lee Enfield,
Yes.
Amos's guns,
Yes.
ammunition for both, which now includes a sawed-off shotgun. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, that's in
My
here.
bag of many
Right.
things.
Yes, ma'am.
Marion's satchel and notebooks.
Yes.
We want lanterns, flashlight, rope, because rope is always handy no matter what
Who
engage
brings
you're in.
rope?
Medical kit.
Here's your
That would be my
fucking
bag
rope.
of many things.
Oh, okay.
Pitchfork.
Are you
Do need a
actually bringing the
torch, too?
pitchfork?
Can I have that too?
Christ.
Oh no, but there might be some fair pitchforks because of
Well,
the
they're
hedge maze.
grabbing weird shit. Can I ask a
Instead of the
GM
pitchfork,
question?
maybe a crowbar?
I was just gonna say crowbar.
Can I ask a GM question? I don't have the stats for a sawed-off shotgun yet. Can I grab those real quick?
Oh yes.
It was kind
yes.
of, we were in the middle of God knows
Yeah,
what.
it was like
war, so.
2d10 or something like that.
What other things do you think we need to get into?
Well, these guys
Lockpicking
grab
set?
weird
He's got
shit.
that.
Yeah, he's fine. Private investigators breaking the stuff.
Also, would you guys happen to have any ammunition around here for a shotgun?
Cadbury.
Here, while you.
Yeah, and then so it's just that one there. So thank you.
Okay, so let's get back into it. What was the question? Does Cadbury?
Do I have an armory?
Oh, no, you don't.
Do I have a gun collection?
Probably yes.
Would it include ammunition for a sawed-off shotgun?
At this point, you remember.
Oh yeah, room 142.
Well, right away, you do know that
Bullets of gun
sawed-off
collection.
shotgun takes. Can anyone guess what a sawed-off shotgun takes?
Regular shotgun
Regular
ammunition.
shotgun ammunition, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a shotgun.
I know. But whatever.
Yeah, so you're going to get
Ammo.
Cadbury then.
Well, if he's the keeper of the guns.
He's the keeper of the house, so yeah.
Yes.
For of everything.
Okay, so you call him Cadbury
He's the
because it's
mayor.
easier to talk to Cadbury than this talk to me.
Yes.
Okay, so Cadbury comes in looking all John Cleese. Ooh. Like Basil 40 from Faulty Towers.
Okay. Amos
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Agatha are looking for ammunition.
Ammunition, you say?
Yes. We're going to accompany Father O'Malley on another outing.
Oh, I see, as he looks over at Amos. So I'm sure that everyone will be fine with this excursion.
Why did you look at me?
Specifically, Althea will come back in, not blind or stuff like that, correct?
Look at me. Do I look like I'm the kind of guy that's going to let someone else go through hell or back again? No, that's reserved for me, apparently.
You did make a
Yeah,
promise.
he's like, true. Ammunition for what?
Lee Enfield and a shotgun.
You
Oh,
see what?
wow.
And I
see how
suppose a revolver as well.
Revolver.
Weapons.
Just
I
in
thought he was
case.
asking for the circumstances.
Yeah, okay,
Colt
so
45. I have a revolver.
so
Oh,
you
I'm,
do?
I'm good for the Colt. I just
You have
need
the stats
shotgun
for it?
shells.
I have a 38 revolver.
Yeah.
It says 1d10.
Yeah, okay, basically. Okay, so let's just say Cadbury brings back some military ammo cases, and everyone can have an appropriate amount of ammo.
Oh yeah. Well, how much is an appropriate amount?
You're not getting a bandolier.
Damn it.
I will grab 10 shotgun shells.
Oh,
That seems appropriate.
yeah.
It
25
takes
rounds.
2 at a time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
25. Total of 25.
I'm going to carry the crowbar as my weapon.
Yeah, at least it's not a machete.
So I'll just take.
Or a creepy tooth.
I'll just put a couple of rounds in the revolver.
Oh. Oh wait, I gave up the Tommy gun, right? I don't have that
Yeah,
anymore?
that was left in the house because you had to go through
Yeah,
the
I don't
window.
have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with shotgun. I'll take that. That's
So Cadbury's just sort of looking at you, Althea, and he's like, usually when you go on your rabbit ears investigation, quotation, you don't ammo up first. Is there something that I should be worried about?
Did you
or-
see how I looked when I came out of the car?
Yes. The answer is yes.
You
Go
look
ahead.
the same as you generally always look. beat the fuck.
That's
My clothes
true.
don't look like I got thrown out of a building.
Yeah, you're a bit torn up.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're gonna go to the house of the guy who did this to me. We just want to make sure he doesn't do this to them.
He, the man in question, is
Is
no
dead.
longer among us.
He was blown up sufficiently.
Well, what are you guys involved in? Althea!
Bunch of bullshit.
I mean, Althea!
I'm not involved in anything yet. I mean,
Well,
That wasn't a good
if it
time to
makes
do
you
that.
feel better, I will stay as lookout with the car.
I don't think you should be by yourself, though. Maybe take Skeet with you. That guy has an ability to survive.
That's
You
a
might
good
know
idea.
this, because you've only seen him blow himself up once. It's happened more times than that.
That is actually a good idea.
All right,
Skeet
and
is
he
pretty-
can drive.
He
He is quite
well.
handy behind the
We're bringing
wheel.
Skeet
Yeah.
with us
He's quite handy behind
with
the
everything
wheel.
going on.
keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
You weren't believing me about 20 minutes ago.
I didn't say
Yeah.
that. I was gonna.
Next thing, you're
hypnotize
going to want to see your grandfather's private gun collection again.
Your grandfather has a private gun collection?
And then Cadbury sort of like does his John Cleese, I should have shut up, I should have shut up, I should have shut up.
I mean, she might
Anyway,
not want to see
I'm
it, but
going
I'm cool
to
seeing it.
go talk to the nameless servants. He
I
doesn't say
think we
nameless.
need more guns.
And he sort of like starts walking away weirdly, like a funny
Having
walk.
been blown out of a third-story window, I can attest that you can never have too many
You're gonna
guns.
say
Would
anything
a
to him
gun
as
have
he's
stopped
walking away?
that from
I
happening?
don't have time.
Nah, but that would have felt better.
I'll just
You had a
mental
Tommy
note
gun
for
with you at
later.
the time.
No, I had the Tommy gun in the basement at the creepy house, and it worked wonders.
It did in that case.
All
It
right.
would work wonders
Okay.
here.
Yeah. All right. That's great. Why
Let's get
don't
in the
we?
car.
Yeah. Let's just go because I mean, I'm quite satisfied the fact that now I have actually rounds,
Yeah.
and you guys aren't opposing the fact that I'm bringing my Lee Enfield Mark III.
No,
No.
just don't wave it around in public.
The
Yes,
funny thing
please.
is, the whole point was to get cleaned up. All that's happened is Cadbury showed up with ammo.
Oh, I
And
went
you
and got
guys-
cleaned up because I don't need a gun.
Okay.
And I'm,
All right. I'm gonna go and get cleaned
Yeah.
up now.
Just clean yourself up, slightly.
I'll grab a pair of pants and bring it into the car. I'm gonna change it.
Bring it into the car.
I'm gonna get changed. If everyone's waiting for me, then I'm just gonna get changed in the
well,
car.
I'm gonna go
All
to
right,
my
I'll change my
rooms,
pants.
have a small mental breakdown, get changed, and then come back downstairs.
Okay.
Do which one is best by. It's not that I don't need a gun. It's that I don't know how to use a gun. So
Honestly,
I
why I'm
leave it
wearing
up to
here.
the people who do know.
So, as you're walking back, you hear from one of the sitting rooms, many sitting rooms, just like a little lounge, smoking room, whatever, but it's little where sometimes people go to hang out and talk about useless stuff. Door's slightly ajar, and you just hear Simon's voice, and he's like, oh, interesting. That's all you hear from inside that room.
I quickly go, stick my head in the door.
Yeah, and he's sitting down, and he has a smoking jacket on. And you've never seen a smoking jacket in your house. You're not sure where he found it, but you can tell it's from one of your relatives. It's got like the family crest on it. It's like, and he's sort of
Of course it
leaned
does.
back in a chair, and he's just sort of like, he's at the back page of a book, not at the page, but the back.
Cover.
Like the cover.
The back cover, and it's a hard-covered book, and he's running his fingers across what appears to be just the back cover. On the inside, he's like, oh. And as you poke your head in, he sort of looks over. Oh. And he closes the book and he lays it down. Heading out, are you?
Two things.
Two.
One is an internal note to Althea herself.
He's like, oh, you shouldn't talk
I want
like
to
that.
make note. No. I want to make note of what book he's looking at.
It's that...
No, what specifically?
Yeah, the
Okay.
European history written in the,
Whatever.
hundreds of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, but that and two, I'm going to say, careful not to damage those.
Ugh. No, I think the biggest issue is books that'll damage you, not the other way around. Right? Eh? Too soon?
Guest in my house, Simon. And I'll just leave. You hear me go, no. Guest in my house.
And you can just hear, He's just got this weird little giggle. That
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
know,
found Derek in
he's
game.
becoming very close, very at home.
You know,
in your
it's occurred
house.
to me, we haven't gone looking for Alistair yet. But we're assuming Silver Twilight Lodge, right?
Well, you're
Yeah.
doing the best you can.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say we only really found out that we have the capacity to find him about 2 hours ago.
That's fair.
In that process, Boston went crazy. I got blown out of a window, and you two almost got blown out of a library. So,
Yeah.
and then you almost got
Libraries
possessed
are
by a
supposed to be
steed. But we don't
safe.
know that yet.
Sucked into a wall.
Yeah, we also don't know that.
You
yet.
didn't get sucked into it. You backed into it.
Hey, it tried to consume me.
It was
Maybe.
your fault.
Yeah, but you
made
backed
that
into
decision.
it. You backed into the wall, and then your light went out.
All right, so
And
we're in
all
the
the
car.
other players who weren't there were like, "Oh God,
Car.
holy moly!"
Let's go to the car.
They were
All
nothing
right,
like
let's go to
that.
the car.
Okay, so you go to the Packard Twin Six. Well, you go to the front step
Yeah.
with the stairs going down, and Skeet and Father O'Malley are just talking outside on the, you know what I mean, between you and the Packard Twin Six. I mean, you'll all fit comfortably. Really, I mean, there's 6 of you, but I mean, it can fit comfortably. But usually, when you go on, you always got a lot of other stuff usually in there. You got Lee and Field against the seat. You got stuff like that, right? So, you know.
I'm
It's
not
strapped
bringing
in
it,
like a
so-
baby.
Yeah, but is it in the trunk or is it in the back seat with us?
The back seat with this fuck that noise.
He's just sitting there with the rifle. Just any.
Don't worry, I'm gonna do the same thing where I take my coat and I put it over it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So basically, you're sitting there with your arm around a weird thin coat that could vaguely be a rifle.
Hey,
I maybe lower it to the ground.
Well, it's a rifle, so it's long.
Like lie it down on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, like at our
At our
feet?
feet.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
So it's not.
Just don't have the end of
Immediately
it
visible
resting
to the
against
window.
anything important.
So basically, you'll
like
have 3
I
in
got the
front,
safety
3 in
on,
back.
don't worry.
Cool.
Okay. 2 in front, 4 in back.
That makes more
Makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
I will be at a window.
Really squat. Actually, I got it even better. 2 in front, 3 in back, and 1 sort of in that little compartment space. That's where Agatha wants to be. I can tell, hands up, smiling.
Yes.
And you can be back there, tucked in with your Lee Enfield,
Fantastic! I'm
Whis-
actually.
whispering sweet
okay with
nothings.
that.
Oh
Skeet's
my God.
driving.
Her name
Skeet
is
is-
Kathleen.
Kathleen.
That's the guy.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Skeet and Father O'Malley are at the bottom. And Skeet looks up and says, "So, you're all ready to go? We can take off then?"
Yeah,
Hey, Ducky?
Yes, I lace
Not
up.
really good at his accents from time to time.
Now I just want to circle around the grounds a couple of times and come back.
And Skeet just looks at you like strange. He's like, I guess we could. Like, I guess we could, I suppose. I mean, I can take a little run just to make sure that she's working properly. I guess. Is that what you want, ma'am? Miss, ma'am.
Let's just go.
Okay. And he sort of
I just get in the
goes in
car.
the driver's seat. Father O'Malley gets in the passenger seat.
Yeah, I figured
That
you
makes
might.
sense.
He just sits down, right?
He knows where we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He is the directions
Navigator
man.
gets shotgun.
I guess I'm sitting. Am I sitting on the bump in the middle? Even though it's my car.
Your car, it's up to you.
I was gonna sit in the passenger seat, but I suppose someone.
You
needs to
still
give
can.
directions.
You just got to bring it up to Father O'Malley.
No, it's fine. I'll sit
Ah,
on the
now it's Father
bump so I
O'Malley's
can
car.
see straight ahead where we're going.
Okay, so we have Agatha in a little area in the back behind the seat,
Yeah.
whispering sweet nothings to her Lee Enfield,
You're a weird one.
the truest friend she's ever had. apparently.
The one that's reliable.
What is she? Chopped liver?
And then in the back seat,
Chopped
you
liver?
have Marion at a window, you have Amos at a window, and Althea in the middle on the hump. Yeah, there's probably not a hump
No.
though. I'm sure.
That's what
probably-
we call it here.
And
Probably a
then
bench seat.
Father O'Malley in the passenger seat, and in the driver's seat, Skeet. And the drive begins.
So while we're driving, I'm
Sure.
going to ask Father, what can you tell us about Heinrich? You said he's not. You don't believe that the man we saw was behaving as the Heinrich you knew.
It's gonna take me a second here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean, my dear. When it comes to Heinrich, I didn't know him too well. He was more of a friend of Barnabas. I mean, I knew him well enough. I knew where he lived. But he was really helpful. This man you're talking about seems to be completely insane. I mean,
did
blowing
as
stuff
soon
up
as-
and stuff. Like, I mean, I knew Heinrich was in demolitions. He was a field engineer, but I wouldn't imagine he'd like blow up use a grenade in a library. I mean, the man loved books. Yeah.
How did he get his injuries? Do you know that specifically? I know it was from a
I'm
blast.
not entirely sure
but-
specifically. He didn't really like to talk about it. Pretty sure it was more to do with just something exploded, shrapnel to the face, damaged him a lot.
And you said he was an artifact, black market artifact collector? Is that...
Well, him and his platoon, him and his section, if you
Mm-hmm.
will, more than a platoon, were known as sort of like treasure hunters as well. So they were doing their job, but also doing what they could to get these artifacts and paintings and everything out of the countries that were being hardest hit so they wouldn't be damaged. But for some reason, at some point, they just didn't return them.
They ended up selling them to get a profit? Is that kind of the idea?
Maybe for some, but I knew Heinrich had kept some.
You are under the notion that there is something at Heinrich's place that other factions would want. Do you know specifically what they're after? Like, I would like to have an idea.
I mean, I can only imagine that maybe, during the Great War, that he even got more things if he would have went back.
Do you
Because
have...
there's multiple wars that were happening all over Europe at different times.
Do you have any idea possibly where these wars would have taken other countries, these countries where these artifacts came from?
Yeah, it could have been from anywhere, I'm assuming.
Okay, fair enough. Was he always a demolitions man? You said he liked books. Was he something else beforehand?
Well, as far as I know, that was his specialty.
It's an odd profession to be in, I guess, for...
It's very common in the military. Yeah.
And he lived alone? We're sure of that? Or at the
Well,
time
I'm not
you knew him?
entirely sure of that. I'm assuming he did. I am finding it weird that I'm getting a lot of different memories of if I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
What do you mean?
I'm getting a flood of different images and stuff of memories of what I would have experienced if I hadn't have been trapped in that house.
What?
And I'm starting to second guess that if I was even trapped in the house at all.
You're definitely in the house.
What types of things are you remembering?
I'm not sure. It's just things that maybe I shouldn't be able to remember because I shouldn't have been there for a lot of these things. It's just my mind is...
Like you're having visions of the life you would have had if you hadn't been in the house?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's just a blur sort of now what was happening inside the house, and I mean, I'm not sure entirely. Maybe in another space, another time. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that there might be something useful that we can find at Heinrich's. Clearly.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can tell us about Heinrich as far as
I'm pretty sure
memories or...
Pretty sure you blew him up.
Well, yeah, that, granted, yes.
It's just a soldier. I don't know how much information I could really give you about him. It's just... He got stuff done.
And the only time that you ever met him was when you both started working for the Center of Antiquities, essentially.
Well, I didn't work for the Center of Antiquities. I worked for the Obscurus.
Right, can you tell us more about that?
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
just
to
very...
remain obscure.
He's very, like,
in the name.
definitively, like, no. No, the New England Center of Antiquities came after. Yeah. I just knew Barnabas. And he knew Heinrich, apparently. I think. I'm not entirely sure if I can trust my memories. It just seems I know things that I'm not supposed to know. I wasn't around. I've been gone for 12 years. Well, I don't feel like I even have a gap.
That might be
He seems a little bit
Simon
confused.
question. Yeah, I would be.
And it seems like the more questions you ask him, the more confused he's getting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, he just seems
Yeah.
like he's winding up.
Well,
Maybe it's taking
how
pause.
much further to the house?
I guess it's only been 5 minutes. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my
No,
god.
you've been traveling for around 45 minutes, around half hour to go, and you've already weaseled your way outside of Boston. You're heading down pretty much an old country road, if you will. Even though there wasn't too many of those. We're going to say there was. Massachusetts.
Not sure what direction from the city?
Well, nobody was really paying attention.
Okay, so we don't know what
Everyone was just
closest township or anything like that, eh?
See, I see. Time is relative, so is space.
Yeah, I would like, though, everyone to roll an idea roll. I know I'm making a lot of use of that now. I haven't been making use of it. I keep saying idea. It's intelligence roll, but it's not.
It says idea on the sheet. It does.
Yeah.
Sure does.
32 out of 65.
53 out of 70 for all of you.
14 out of 65.
3
Woo!
out of 70.
Sorry, that was loud.
So there is, and it works out too because there's 2 extreme successes, and they're the ones that I'm going to go with.
Nice.
Is you both realize that at no point since you got in the vehicle did Father O'Malley tell Skeet where to go.
Oh.
He just started talking to you guys, and Skeet started driving. At no point that you saw did Father O'Malley tell Skeet where to go.
I at least won't speak up to correct this. Now that this thought's occurred to me, I'm going to just kind of keep an eye.
Do I see your confusion on his face?
So Althea is... No, you're in the back.
Right.
Right? But you can look back at Agatha if you want. Because you notice that it doesn't seem like Marion and Althea. I mean, he's succeeding in the extreme success is what's... Right? Don't seem to realize what potentially has happened. I just like that it's 2 of you, the people who trust Skeet the least.
I'll kind of look back towards you just to see and make eye contact and like we're thinking the same thing.
How does he know where we're going? Hey, ask him how long it will be until we get there, just to confirm.
Hey Skeet.
He sort of like takes his eyes completely off the road and swings his head in between.
You can keep looking
What's up,
that
boss?
way, but you can keep looking that way. But
and he sort of looks back and he just swerves out of the way of something.
How much longer till we get there?
Oh, boss, I'd say I don't even know what accent this is because I'm trying to still
It's
keep.
Skeet.
Yeah, it's Skeet.
all over the place.
I'm all over the place. No, now he's Father O'Malley. No, fair enough. But he sort of looks, I don't know. 20 minutes, I suppose. Maybe.
Feel confident about that, huh?
Well, I mean, he's confident as. I mean, it's a guess. It's a
fair
guess,
enough,
really.
fair
I mean, it's guesstimate.
Perfect. And I kind of lean back to...
Still pretty confident.
Yeah, I lean
This
back
is still
to
pretty
Agatha
confident
here and I
answer.
kind of go, then in 20 minutes we'll inquire.
Yeah.
Okay. Father O'Malley seems to be rubbing his head. Like he's sitting in front and he's sort of just rubbing his head a little bit as if he's got a headache.
I tap his shoulder with the flask of whiskey.
And he just sort of, he doesn't even look at it. It's like he can tell by touch. And he sort of just reaches back, grabs it. The spin of the that's not the sound effect, but taking the top off flash noises.
Yep. My man.
And he takes a swig of whiskey and puts
Feeling
the top back on and
a little under the weather, are you?
I tell you, I've got this splitting headache, and I mean, I really don't want to think about where it's coming from, but it's all becoming a blur. I don't know. Ever since I woke up, it's like I'm getting. Now the accent is completely different again. No, I think I might have it again. That the gaps are starting to be filled in, as if I hadn't been trapped in the house. I'm not sure why. It's like history rewriting itself.
You want to talk
Or
about
maybe
it?
I'm still trapped in the house.
Well, if you're seeing things from outside of the house, I would say
Maybe
that.
I am. What do you call it when... I mean, I could still be trapped in the house, but I might not be trapped in the house. Is that something quantum?
The hell is that?
I'm not entirely sure. I
How
don't
do you
even know why I
spell
said
it?
that. Anyway,
That sounds like something that hasn't been invented yet.
then a weird thing happens because Father O'Malley looks at Skeet and goes, Skeet, what? But how much longer is it going to be? And Skeet looks back and is like, around 15 minutes, I suppose. Not in that accent, though. around 15 minutes? Maybe. It's hard to lose it. See, I still got that inflection. People must really love hearing me just be just lost in this. It's making me a better GM, people. Be kind. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about on the way? You're starting to maneuver into trees, like trees on the other side.
Father O'Malley.
He sort of like looks back.
Well, would we be able to ask you about some names and see if they sound familiar to you?
I guess so.
Whether you were trapped in the house or not, I imagine they would be at least older than 12 years.
Okay.
Ever.
Now, don't forget, it's 1923 still. So he was trapped in the house, I think, since 1911.
Okay.
It was 12 years, I'm pretty sure.
1911.
Yeah,
was
11,
what I have
yeah.
in my notes.
And we can edit this part out. Have we talked to him about Walter Corbett?
I can't remember.
I don't.
Did...
You were asking him about going there. I'm not even sure how.
No, I think we've only really asked him about like the Silver Twilight Lodge and stuff, and the
he-
whole
and he
Simon
talked
and
about the
Alistair
Sin
thing.
They were investigating something in the house that he can't seem to remember.
Okay, so Father O'Malley was part of the Obscurus. He knew the location of the Silver Twilight Lodge. It was never ever questioned how. Oh no, he just knows himself.
Yeah.
And that Walter Corbett was in charge, and Father O'Malley's also one that Skeet looks like Carl Sanford.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
okay.
what I-
Carl Sanford owns
Yeah,
the
he was
Silver
on
Twilight
that.
Lodge because he made the statement of just because somebody owns something doesn't mean they're in charge of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think anyone. Yeah, so he does know about Walter Corbett.
Okay.
Okay.
But I mean, you can ask him whatever.
Do you know anything about a man named Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas. I might have picked it up in some of the readings since I've got out, but it's only been a few days. I'm not sure. Something to do with dead kids?
Yeah.
That would be the one.
Yeah.
We'll just.
I mean, have looked through some of the research that you've already left in the library?
Well, we're assuming he has connections to Walter Corbett,
Oh, who knows? He very well might.
and that Walter Corbett has connections to Carl Stanford,
Yes, I believe.
who has connections potentially also to an Ulrich Fannin.
Ulrich Fannin. The name sounds familiar as well.
Well, we know that he was a bit of a con man. Went to jail in 1917, but outside that, we know.
I've been gone since 1911, but there's some reason that there's things I know that I shouldn't know.
The entire time she's questioning, I'm staring at Skeet. Can I make a psychology roll on him? Oh, I might not.
His facial expression isn't changing though. There's nothing for him to give away. He literally is just stone-faced, sort of whistling to himself.
While I'm questioning too, I probably lean forward and because I'm assuming the seats in
She's
front
asking
connected.
for
They're connected, right?
Um,
Can we assume they are? You know, like one long seat.
well, the seats, I believe, would have been connected, but they're not connected now because Skeet has altered the
Okay,
vehicle.
well,
so the middle
I'll just
has like a console
maybe,
with buttons and stuff. You're not sure what they do.
All right, I'll make sure not to touch any of those. I'll just lean forward, one hand on either seat, and while I'm saying, we're pretty sure there's a connection between all four of these individuals, but we're just not sure what it is yet. And at that point, I'm kind of gonna look at Skeet, and then kind of look back.
Skeet
at
just sort of,
Father
as you look
O'Malley.
at Skeet, he just sort of looks
Oh, I
at you.
know,
And he's
it
just got
just-
a blank expression on
it's
his
more
face,
for
which is like his
myself
resting
than
face.
Anything
And
else?
he's like, well, I wouldn't know how they're connected at all. But I mean, do you say Ulrich Fannin? That's my cousin.
Yeah, your cousin, the
Yeah,
one who
City
went
Skeet.
City Skeet. Yeah.
I'm Country Skeet. You know.
He apparently went to jail around the same time that Walter Corbett bought the Church of Contemplation.
Well, I don't know who Walter Corbett is.
For the Lord, our grantor
I
of
don't know. I
secrets.
gotta make sure I keep this separate. This is Skeet talking,
Yeah.
so the accent might be all over the place.
Doesn't Skeet knows the Corbett farmstead?
Yeah, of course, because
Yeah,
yeah.
but- It wasn't necessarily a Walter there?
Well, the old man Corbett, Walter Corbett. Well, I mean, I never knew the man, of course. I mean, we're going back quite a number of episodes at this moment. I never the old Corbett farmstead. It was cursed,
It was cursed.
just like the rest of town, apparently.
Skeet,
Yeah, apparently.
Skeet, when was the last time you saw your cousin?
Oh, I saw him. It was only a week ago, wasn't it? Remember, I left to go track him down.
I thought you couldn't find him when you looked for
Or
him.
maybe I didn't find him. I can't rightfully remember.
Well, yeah, either you did or you didn't.
I know, but that was a long time ago. There's been a lot of whiskey and orange juice since then.
I'm writing down things in my little notepad, and I just write alias and then underline it and then show it to Agatha.
Okay.
Put it back away.
Well, when you did, do you remember seeing him? I guess when you.
I guess no. I can't.
no.
And he just looks back to the road, keeps driving. He just doesn't seem. It's weird. He just doesn't seem to
It's like
rightfully. He just doesn't seem to rightfully remember, or not. At least with this time difference,
Right.
he doesn't seem to.
Have we pulled up to the house yet?
No. Just as you're talking, you seem to pull up, and it's a gated entrance with a gate across, and there seems to be a wall, like it's an estate.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of the gate, there seems to be a road that's leading up off into the distance. And there's a pile of trees. It's like going through a grove of trees. And Skeet pulls up and
Last
just
time.
stops.
We had a gate and a wall. It didn't end so well for us.
Yeah. Does the estate have a name on it?
As you're in the vehicle and you're looking over, and there is like a plaque against the stonework wall.
Yeah.
But it looks like that whatever was on the plaque has been damaged so much that you can't, especially from where you are, you can't really see anything on it.
And the gate's locked?
You're still in the vehicle. Everyone's still in the vehicle.
Have we stopped?
He just pulled up and stopped.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the vehicle.
Sure.
And I'm just going to say, I'm going to check the gates.
I'm
going to
open
it.
go with her with my Lee Enfield, just in case.
So Agatha hops out, brandishing her loaded Lee Enfield.
There's like nobody around the.
No, you're
yeah,
you're in Country Skeets territory.
That's
you know?
right. It's
Well,
I
it's
don't
like-
worry.
the
I'm not
country,
in
everyone-
the public with my gun.
You don't need to worry. That's what I was saying.
Country,
Anyway.
Okay,
everyone's
so
right there.
Amos and Althea are staying in the vehicle then?
Yeah.
For the moment.
Yeah, and Father O'Malley stays in and Skeet stays in as well.
I'm not just going to protect Marion, but it's a double gate. I'm assuming she's going to need help opening up both sides at the same time, I would think. But.
Father, do you at any point? When did you have the time to talk to Skeet about where we were going?
And he just looks a little bit confused. He's like, "Oh, I'm not rightfully sure. I must have mentioned it to him when we were outdoors talking by the vehicle." And then Skeet just sort of looks over and is like, yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah.
Psychology check
On which
Probably.
one
on
of them?
either of them. Is there a lie? Is from Skeet? Is Skeet lying? Father O'Malley has a bunch of head shit going on.
Post roll.
Skeet
Go ahead.
is actively lying.
Post roll.
23 out of 54. That is a hard success.
You can't really gauge anything.
What? Well, because he doesn't trust his memories and Skeet. Like,
This Skeet still can lie.
Skeet's
He's
the
existing
android
minute to
dream
minute.
of electric sheep.
Yeah.
Rolled
he doesn't
really
remember
well.
what happened last week.
I don't know. It wasn't a post roll.
Okay.
Or it wasn't,
Okay.
and I just called it a post roll to add to the tension.
No, maybe. I just, huh.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Fair
it
enough.
seems plausible. What Skeet says, at least Skeet believes it.
I'll sit back and.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If the person really believes it,
Yeah, it's going to
then
be true
it's
to
true.
them.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'll write down like a little quick abbreviation of my acknowledging of this, so that when Agatha comes back, I can just show her the note without having to say anything.
Yeah, snafu.
So you can pass that on to you
Oh,
without
fair
causing
enough.
an issue when you come back
But
to the car.
Fair
so I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
check it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Well,
to.
that's the thing.
I'm gonna go to Marion. I'm gonna go to Agatha, who both hopped out. First thing you notice is a little bit of a wind, a little bit of a chill. There's a slight smell in the air,
Yummy.
and you can't really place what it is. It's just, it doesn't smell like your regular fall weather or summer weather.
Why can't people just ever
Is
have
it something
lilac trees?
familiar, though? Or
It almost smells sweet, but not really good. It's just this weird.
like a sweet sour kind
Yeah. You're not sure where it's coming from. As Marion and Althea, you both walk up to the gate.
Agatha.
Oh yeah, Marion and Agatha. What did I say?
Althea.
Okay, Marion and Agatha. As you both, Althea's still in the vehicle. I'm allowed to make mistakes.
There are a lot of A's in the group, to be fair.
Anyway.
Marion and Agatha arrive at the gate. You do notice that it's like a double gate, and it's slightly ajar. And you notice that on the ground, there's a heavy chain link that seems to have at one point been wrapped around the gate to keep it locked. And on the ground, you can also see a padlock still attaching the chain together, but it seems somebody has broken the link. Somebody has a... Yeah.
Is it something that I could easily tell from it being cut if it was recent or not? Like if it was a rusted chain and it was cut, you would see fresh metal underneath it.
So what kind of check will I call for?
Sounds like a
Forensics?
deeper question.
Forensics would be good. I can also let chemistry go.
I have chemistry.
I can let chemistry go. Even though it mightn't be accurate, I'll let chemistry go.
No, 70 out of 33.
Yeah,
So
forensics could work.
Well, I'm just gonna say it looks like the good father was right. Someone else beat us here. We'd better hurry. And I sort of kick the chain out of the way and I start opening the gate.
I'll help her with the opposite side of the gate to open it
Okay,
up.
so you both start opening up the gate.
I will also move the chain and everything out of the way of the car.
Okay,
ground,
so you
'cause-
move that off the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
Go back to the car.
Are we gonna leave the? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's go back to the car.
If we have to make a fast getaway, I don't want there to be a closed gate.
Fair.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing.
Okay. So you get back into the car.
And I'm gonna say, it looks like you were right. There was a broken chain on the ground there. Someone else has beat us too. Yes, beat us here.
Crap, I pull out my gun and I cock it.
Right? And Father O'Malley just sort of looks at you and nods. I half expected that.
Alright, I show Agatha the note I wrote real quick about my findings of the little mini interrogation.
Oh, right.
Toss
Okay.
them back away, so you're up to speed?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Skeet's not driving. Like, he's sitting in the driver's seat, but he hasn't started driving in.
I guess proceed with caution. Skeet.
Yeah. Keep
Oh,
an eye
I don't
out
think
for
so.
Why
I'm
not?
What do you
what?
mean?
No, this is probably not the way to do it.
What is the way to do it?
Well, if you think, I don't mean to ruin your plans or nothing. But if there's somebody already in there, like driving the car straight in, wouldn't that show them that you're there?
That's a strange amount of logic coming from Skeet.
That's a perfectly reasonable amount of logic to come from Skeet.
Yeah, like, I mean, usually when I sneak into places to steal stuff, I don't drive in.
None of those places have been on my property, right?
No, I don't need to steal on your property. I'm part of your property. I mean, you know what I mean.
You notice that all your oranges are gone, right?
Anyways,
Oranges? What are oranges?
Alright, moving on.
Father O'Malley, do you know? Is there a back way into the house? If we walk up to the
Oh,
house,
I'm not.
is there trees?
I'm not
we can
entirely
hi-
sure.
Hiding behind?
I'm not.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's nighttime.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I just know that this is the entrance to head on up to it. So, which I'm not really sure why I know that. I think I've been here, or I was here, but I'm not sure how I could have been here if I was in the basement of the house.
It might be best not to think about it at the moment.
Trying to find
like
a back
rubbing his head
way.
again.
Trying to find a back way is
roll-
just going to be a
He's
lot
like, well,
longer.
I mean, Skeet makes surprisingly a strong point. Maybe we should go with it.
Does that
Yep.
like it?
Let's go.
All right.
Well,
Alright.
can I actually roll a psychology check for Father O'Malley just
Yes.
to see?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, I'm assuming Marion would be wondering about his well-being.
Yeah.
There you go.
Every team needs a Marion.
46 out of 45.
Oh my god. Did you want to burn one luck to make that a success?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Marion burned a luck!
Just one luck.
She's normally naturally lucky.
She would be
My
burning
voice
luck
went too
to do
high-pitched,
nice
I think.
things as opposed to, dying.
Trying not to kill a
It
party
gives you
member.
nothing. No, I'm joking.
Ah. Do I get a check mark on that if I burned a luck for it?
No, you don't
you
get a
have to
check
do a
if you burn
success.
luck for it. No.
That sucks.
Yeah, because you're sort of forcing it, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can always push a roll. Pushing a
Oh,
roll
none of us
means
really pushed
you
rolls.
means you get
Let's
the
do that.
yeah, means you can roll again, but there's a greater risk if you fail. Like you could completely misread the situation if you
Yeah.
fail. So
When
would
it's-
you have rather have
When
pushed
it's
it?
this close, I'm going to use the luck.
Okay, fair
That
enough.
makes
So as you're looking at Father O'Malley, Yeah, he seems really close to a mental breakdown. No, that's what you see.
Yeah.
That and like, just looking at him, and he's rubbing his head, and he just seems to be like whispering a little bit to himself, and he seems really confused. And you realize too, some of the stuff he's saying, he shouldn't have been around for.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and some of the stuff he's saying is contradictory,
Yeah.
which doesn't make much sense.
Look, Father, we can probably take care of this from here. I think it would be better if you stay in the and watch the car.
It's probably a good idea. I mean, I'm seeing a little bit double. I mean, maybe I got on the go too quick. Maybe I needed more rest.
Skeets, will you watch him for us?
And Skeet's just like, yes.
Yeah, make sure make sure he has plenty of water and keep him from thinking too much about
Anything?
things about the time he was missing.
Oh, I can take care of that. Usually when people are hanging around with me, they don't think about much at all.
Perfect.
He's got a weird half Irish accent. He seems to be sort of mimicking a little bit of Father O'Malley.
Okay.
Because that's the easiest way for me to explain this poor GMing or keepering.
As we're getting primed up, I'm going to go to the back and assuming that there's a flashlight in the trunk.
Yeah, it was stated there was a flashlight.
Yeah,
there was
so I'm gonna
flashlights.
Pop her
And
up. I'm going
torches.
to grab a flashlight.
And torches, yeah. And rope.
I'm gonna put the rope in my satchel and grab another flashlight.
Okay. So it's 50 foot of hempen rope.
Dungeons and
Carrying
Dragons.
Those D&D fans
What are
out
you
there.
talking about?
We don't get silk.
10-foot pole. What?
Damn you.
All right.
Sorry.
Gun in one hand, flashlight in the other. I'm moving
Okay.
ahead.
All right.
Rifle slung across my back, ammo in pockets, and probably flashlight in hand.
Okay.
No. I did tell Cadbury I would stay in the car.
So
Good thing he's not here.
Christ.
I won't tell him if you don't.
So what is Althea carrying?
You get
the
hurt.
crowbar.
I don't need to not tell him.
Fair point. She's got her bag. Ooh, I wanted the crowbar.
You can have it slung over your shoulder, your bag.
They can.
She's a goddamn adult.
I was picturing it as like a little
Whatever way you picture it's the way it is. Fair enough. You can't
Okay,
slide
like
it
a
over
little
your shoulder.
document bag.
Can I
Black one
ask?
that folds open with the shelves inside.
Can I ask actually one thing? Was there such a thing as an attachment to rifles with a flashlight on it back then?
I don't think so
Hey,
because
so-
they had like they were the huge big powered things. They almost came. Well, you know
Right. Fair enough.
what? I think gun mounted attachments were like.
No, we don't have to look it up. I was just curious. I was just very curious.
No,
But-
not for your Lee Enfield, which
No,
is
fair
even
enough.
fairly older.
Yeah, fair enough.
than this time.
I don't know
I'm
anything
just
about
gonna
guns,
say
sorry.
no because I like the idea. I know there were smaller flashlights at the time,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of the ones
The
with
big
the
giant.
with
Oh
the
no,
giant
no! I
battery and
just
stuff
wanted
like
to ask. Just in
Yes,
case.
no,
Oh
no.
shit!
Yeah, I know the stuff existed.
Yeah.
It's just
Maybe more cumbersome than you want right at the moment.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I know it
Like, how would
existed.
I have known? But
I
at that
probably
time in
got
the
duct
car,
tape.
so
But I mean,
Put
you don't
your-
have
you
it.
Tape it on.
Fair enough.
Doesn't matter. At some point, either while we're walking or just before we leave, I'm gonna go up to Agatha, and I'm just gonna say to her, "I'm really worried about the father. I think he, I think that he suffered a lot more trauma in that house than he initially thought he had, and I think it's certainly starting to affect him quite severely. I hope he'll be fine here for now, but you may need to speak with him from a professional standpoint."
all right, I'll keep that note. But right now, it's unfortunately we can't do anything about it. But
course, but-
I'll take a look over when we get back on the road.
Yeah.
So. And we're gonna continue the house, eh?
Yeah. Althea wants to go in with the bag, but she also wants a crowbar and a lantern. So crowbar in one hand, bag in the other, and the lantern, not lit, extra, is hanging off of her bag.
okay.
May I roll a spot hidden? As we're,
From the car.
No.
Well,
Like you're
I thought
just
we
out-
started walking.
We're gonna
No.
start walking.
Yeah, we're gonna just start running.
You were just outside the vehicle and you geared
I thought
yourself
we were
up.
walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we start walking.
Yeah, so I want to make sure everyone has the gear they want,
Mhm.
and then you'll start walking in.
Yeah.
Conveniently, the NPCs suggested we come here and put ourselves in danger.
Yep.
Okay, so who's got the light source? I mean, it's nighttime, but it's not like pitch dark.
All three of them had, and I have an unlit
Okay,
one.
so what kind of light sources are?
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
So the big ones. And you have a small flashlight, though. Remember,
Do I?
you had a small one that was in your satchel from before.
Sweet.
But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna let Marion because she's wholesome.
That's fair.
Hashtag Team Marion.
Oh, she's wholesome, get it? So she carries less baggage. She gets to carry the lighter objects.
Both
No,
figuratively
that's-
You get to
and
carry the
literally.
heavy
that's
ones.
that's not no.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Figuratively and literally, less baggage.
Well, I was thinking the three of us have much more baggage we're carrying around with us.
it's true. Marion seems to be more put together.
A little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, as you start like walking into the woods, like walking, I'm assuming you're going to take just a road in.
Until we could see something that'll have to. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. Let's not be obvious about where we're coming from.
Yeah. So as you're walking in and you all have your lights on and you're shining, Amos at one point, because you would, so I'm just going to figure you would. You look back at the car, and Skeet seems to be leaning forward like like Father O'Malley's rubbing his head, but Skeet seems to be leaning forward and like looking at you through the passenger window, and he's just like he's got this perplexed look on his face. He's just and you're like 20 feet in, and he's just sort of like got this like just perplexed, confused look on his face.
Probably because our flashlights are on and we're announcing our arrival.
Or something else. Or he's seeing something that we're not seeing.
Can I roll
Yeah. 3
something
headlights
to
coming.
ascertain what's going on? What's his perspective on this?
You can roll an idea roll.
Okay. Probably the lights. Yeah, it's an 86 out of 70.
Yeah.
I kind of
Skeet's
stopped
a
for a
demon.
sec. I stopped for a second. I go, it's not too dark that we can't see anything.
No, it's not. There's
Oh,
moonlight.
I thought-
Sorry, there is moonlight. I didn't mean
Well,
to say
then
it's
let's
pitch
turn
dark.
the lights. Let's turn
Now,
the lamps off.
If you're
We can't see
walking in the
nothing.
woods, it'll be a bit darker. Like if you get off the little main driveway road
Yeah.
leading in.
But if there's enough moonlight, we should be fine.
You
Okay.
would still be fine walking through the
Okay.
woods. It'd just be a little bit darker.
All right. Well,
That's
then
all.
let's sling the.
Let's
frickin'
not
lights.
have the
Stealth is
flashlights
not
on.
the strong point.
I didn't light my lantern. I just walked behind everybody who had.
She did.
Turn off our flashlights
Yeah.
and
Okay.
proceed.
Are you gonna walk down the road, or do you want to dip into the woods to be off the main road?
I want to be
We could skirt the
at the very
side.
least
You could
just off the
skirt.
road. Yeah,
Like there's like
Yeah.
a ditch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would
Let's
say
do
just
that,
skirt
yeah,
the
I
side, not
agree.
full woods. I've had enough of woods. I know about how it goes. How far of a walk?
But you don't know. You don't even see the house.
We don't see the house.
That's where the thing is.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll clip the woods and kind of go through
Okay,
that way.
so
on
you
the
all
side.
start walking. I mean, even though you can still basically see with the moonlight. I mean, every now and then you like hit a branch, like something on the ground, like
Right.
almost trip over a root because it's walking in night.
Yeah.
In the woods, it's just fair enough.
Yeah.
I need you all to roll a listen check. Oh God.
Well, 45 out of 71. It's good.
58 out of 68.
87 out of 36.
Oh God.
3% out of 21.
Woo, nice.
3% out of 21. So 3 people made the listen check,
Yep.
and 1 person horribly failed it.
Very much so.
Horribly
Fair
failed
enough.
it.
Put a
I'm
tick next to
I'm
listen.
trying very hard not to trip.
At this point, Agatha, Amos, and Althea, you both hear what sounds like a slight growling
Oh,
in the woods. So as you're skirting the woods, just a bit deeper in the woods, this slight growling, and it's hard to gauge distance except for Althea. It sounds low, which is making you think at first that it's further away, but it's not. An extreme listen check, it is closer, it's just purposely growling low.
do you hear that?
I want, right now, everyone to tell me one action of what they were doing. This isn't the time for conversation. What is... Now, Marion, you don't get to do anything unless somebody pushes you or does something.
Both hands on the pistol, pointing it in the direction of where I think I hear the growling from.
I'm gonna sling my rifle forward in the position of shooting.
Sure.
Turn around to face the sound, backing up a bit because I
Right
don't
into
have
the
a gun.
wall, the gel will get you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. So as you're sort of, you got the Lee Enfield, Agatha, you're pointing into the woods, pistol in the woods. Althea is sort of backing up a little bit from the wooded area. Marion seems a little bit oblivious. You do notice them start pointing in the woods, so you do generally look in that, but all you get is like a, ugh. Because immediately, when you start pointing in the direction where the grrr came from, the grrr, around 10 feet further up, it looks like it's immediately jumping out of the woods, is some kind of four-legged animal. It's dark, it's growling, as it bowls into Marion.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Call. Again, if you want to throw a tip our way for the show, please consider hitting that Ko-fi button on the Twisted Gear Studios website. In the coming weeks, we will likely be adding a subscriptionable option to the page as well. This won't change how the page is currently set, but it will allow us to better gauge interest and start getting some rewards out to those as a thank you for your support. Votes for one-shots, maybe NPC suggestions. Feel free to let us know in our socials things that you would like to see from this support system. Until then, our next episode will be Tuesday, October 20th, with Spacers on Tuesday, October 13th. The game system used today was the Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition by Chaos Team. Music, sound effects, and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films, Video Copilot, and Artlist. You can find all of Twisted Gears Studios' podcasts on YouTube, Google Play, Apple Music, and Spotify. Please follow and like Twisted Gear Studios on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Janessa Coles, Lindsay Zelensky, Zach Barrett, and Elizabeth Wells. Your audio operator tonight was Rob Pickey, and your GM or keeper this evening was Derek Snow. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.